Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. Good day all students, how are you doing today? Everything good? Right, yes. Today in this 8th meeting we're gonna discuss together about usable phrases used in the discussion. Basically, what we're gonna discuss today, there's a relationship with what had been discussed before exam. We discussed together before exam about the GD or group of discussion. So today we're gonna discuss together. We're gonna learn about the usable phrases or important phrases used in the discussion. Alright, are you ready? Okay, so let's start. Often when learning language, we keep silent when we are not sure about what to say or how to say in English language. Am I right? Yes. So there are some phrases used to keep the discussion moves along and to show that you are a good listener. So we have several points to discuss. Okay. The first, when you need more time to think what phrases you're going to use. Alright? And then, when you want to ask for help or inviting someone to talk. So we're going to learn later about the phrases you can use if you are asking for help or inviting someone to talk. And then asking for the clarification during discussion. Of course, sometimes we need to ask the clarification. So what phrases you can use in this situation? And then if you want to add information during discussion, for example, so you want to add information, so what phrases you're going to use? Then also telling what you heard. Sometimes you need to tell what you heard. Alright, the support, for example, your idea, to support opinion and so on, or to support the other opinions when you agree, and so on. So what phrases you're going to use? And then when you agree the opinions of one of participant of discussion, for example, so what phrases you're going to use over there? And then when you disagree about the opinion of one of participant, so what you're going to use? And then also showing change in your thinking. We're going to discuss also about the phrases which you usually use showing a change in your thinking. Right, and then when you don't want to answer the question, so what phrases you can use when you don't want to answer the question? Alright, starting from number 1, when you need more time to think. So here we have several phrases you can use, but I remind you here that it is not rigid like this. This is only the example of phrases we can use when we need more time to think. The example is, I'm not sure. What about you? I need to think about it. What do you think? I have to think about that. What is your thought? Using the phrases above is a completely natural way to maintain the flow of conversation and avoid silence. Those phrases can be used during discussion or negotiation in a business meeting. Using those phrases also can decrease embarrassment and build confidence as the result in successful communication. Right, so those are some phrases you can use if you need more time to think. Next one, we're gonna discuss about some phrases you can use when you ask for help or inviting someone to talk. You can say, "Can you help to explain? Can you help me to explain?" That's really interesting. Could you tell us more? Can anyone give an example? And so on. So those are the phrases you can use when you ask for help or inviting someone to talk. If you are talkative enough, you can develop the skills of encouraging others to talk. You can be an important part of the discussion by including others and inviting them to contribute. You can listen more than you speak, but you can still participate and express interest by asking others to add to the discussion. So this is the function of those phrases we learned in asking for help or inviting someone to talk. Next one, when you ask for the clarification, so what you say, what phrases you can use if you are asking for the clarification. You can say, I have a question about, and so on and so on. Right? What do you think by, what do you mean by, and then you explain what you need to clarify, what you want to get to have information about. Do you want to say that, and then you explained about what you want to ask the clarification. If you are not sure you understand what someone has said, or the other people might not understand too, using these phrases is the best way to show that you are listening and that you care about what the speaker has to say. Alright, so those are the phrases you can use. But once again, this is not rigid like this, so it is only the example of phrases you can use when you ask for the clarification and so on. Next one, when you want to add information, so what phrases you can use? You can say, I'd like to add to these, I'd like to add, and so on and so on, full stop, full stop. That reminds me of, and then full stop, full stop, full stop. Going back to what, and then full stop, full stop, full stop. Adding to what, and full stop, and so on. So those are phrases you can use if you want to add information in the discussion. So, good discussion is organic. It means that it develops naturally in a continuous process. What one participant says leads to something else. The other participants add more information and continues to ask new questions. To do this, you have to listen well. So the key here is listening. We need to listen well. We need to pay attention well. Okay, so those are some phrases we can use to add information. Next one is telling what you heard. So how to tell what we heard? We have some phrases here. Full stop, told me that, full stop, full stop, full stop, full stop, full stop, full stop, said that, and so on and so on. So we have some phrases also can be used when we want to tell what we heard. For example, we're gonna say, someone told me that. For example, we discuss about online class. Online class gives us many profits and benefits. So this is only the example. We use the phrase in a context, right? Okay, so during discussion, you might remember something you heard from someone that relates to the topic of discussion. Sharing is a good way to add to the conversation. It is also another way to show that you are a good listener, right? And yes, those are some phrases you can use to tell what you heard. Next one is to agree. If you agree to someone's opinion, to the other participants' opinion, what phrases you can use? You can use absolutely. That's a good point. I totally agree. I completely agree. That's right. That's true. That's true. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. When having discussion, we often nod our head to show that we are listening. Nodding your head does not always mean that you agree. It only shows to the speaker that you are following his speaking. To show agreement, you can use one of above phrases. Okay, so those are some phrases you can use if you agree to the opinions of the other participants of discussion. Right, next one is to disagree. How to disagree? If you disagree to the opinions of the other participants, what you say? You can use one of those phrases. That's a good point, but, and then you tell the reason why you disagree. That's interesting, but I think, and then you share your opinion why you disagree. I know what you mean, but, and so on and so on. So after those phrases, of course, you need to give to explain about your opinion why you disagree about what the participants talk in the discussion, right? Okay, so next one, I think that you understand this. You can believe or not, disagreeing can be fun and exciting. However, it's really important to do it respectfully and politely. To do this, first acknowledge that other participants' opinion, that you can share your opinion and views. After that, it's also important to keep calm tune. It is also important to note that many of these phrases can be used to introduce other point of view even when you agree with someone said. This skill can be used when engaging in dialogues to explore ideas and concepts. Alright, and next one, showing a change in your thinking. If we want to change our thought, our thinking during discussion, so what phrases we can use? I used to think, and then we shared about what we're gonna change. But now I think that, and then what is the change? What is the change, right? I see, full stop, this word, okay, this is something before you change your opinion, right? And then differently, because then after that, you share about your opinions, okay, which you have changed. Actually, I have changed my mind. I no longer think, and so on and so on. So yeah, you can use these phrases to express or to explain when or to show a change in your thinking. Alright, and if you are open-minded, curious, and love to learn and explore ideas, you may find that the discussion changes the way you view something. This is a core aspect of learning. If we think we know everything and we have all of the answers, we may not be open to new ideas that can lead to growth. By exploring ideas through discussions with people who have had different experiences or who view the world differently, that your thinking about something might develop and change. Right, so next one is when you don't want to answer a question. I think that this will be the last. When you don't want to answer the question, right? You don't have to answer the question someone you ask you. Respectful people will respect your right to privacy when you use one of those phrases. What phrases you can use? You can use the first, I don't have any views of this. Or you can say, I think that you've covered everything, so no need for you to explain anything more, right? So this is why it's important to use these phrases if you don't want to answer the question, and everybody will understand, and also, of course, will respect you, because it's your privacy not to share opinion in the discussion, right? If you want to keep silent, just keep silent, just to listen in the discussion. All right, and yes, those are some phrases you can use in the discussion, and try to practice that one if you have English discussion. This what I can explain to you, right, in this meeting. If you have any queries, if you have any questions, you can call me, right, in my number, or you can send the message, of course, to my number, or you can send by mail. Of course, you know my mail address, right? Okay, and thank you very much for your attention, right? And let's end the lesson by reciting Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. At last I say you, thank you for attention once again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.